Well, again, my name is Don Rangel, and I am the principal here at Lincoln Middle School. I'm in my second year. It's my 25th year overall as a principal, and I've had a chance to be a principal in 2 different states and 3 different districts. And I'm very glad that as I'm finishing my 30th year overall this year, that I get to be at Lincoln Middle School. And I feel amazingly fortunate that this gets to be the place where I finished my career as a public school principal. This is an amazing place. First of all, this name of this session is Lincoln Middle School is the place to be. And part of, we have a bunch of friends up here, both who, some that work here and some that are parents here, that I want to give a perspective about why Lincoln was the place to be for them. As you make the decisions about what is best for your child and making the best match. First of all, one of the things that I'm 100% sure of, and I told the staff that, is that I didn't become smarter the second I became a principal. My IQ didn't go up, and so what I value is the fact that this is our school. And to make a difference in our school, I need to have our teachers be a strong influence on what occurs in the school, but we also have to have our parents be a strong influence about what happens in our school. The issue about being parents as partners is critical, and some of the folks are going to talk a little bit about how you can become a partner in our school. There's nobody on earth that knows your child better than you do, and so as we partner with you, it's because when we work together, children always excel, and it does take that partnership. We have a strong school accountability committee made up of parents and a community member that were put together representing our school population. I wanted to make sure that I was surrounded by parents that would ask the hard questions and press our school to make sure that we were putting the best program forward. And we have certain focuses in our school improvement plan. One is having attendance policies and attendance follow-up to make sure that kids get to school as often as absolutely possible. We have our school accountability committee talks about how it is that we can have the best climate. Some excitement going on out there. Climate and culture in our building, and so that it's a safe and orderly place. Kids feel safe socially, emotionally, physically when they walk through our hallways. And then finally, and very importantly, is that we want to make sure that we're an academic environment. That we know that our first priority is making sure that we've developed in our kids through their hard work and our expertise in the classroom and your partnership as parents to make sure that kids are academically ready for their life when they move on to high school. Kids need to be able to have choices when they get to high school, and part of that is making sure that as they come out of elementary and middle school that we've done our job to make sure that they're positioned to have the best kind of choices in front of them, whether they choose to go to Poudre or Fort Collins High or Rocky Mountain or Fossil Ridge. Our fabulous high schools here in town. With that, I want to introduce Monica Eddy, who's the co-chair of our school accountability committee, and leads up our parents and our efforts in that arena.
So I'm on the school accountability committee, and I just have to say that one of the most pleasant surprises was that as a parent, having been involved at the elementary school, is that I have a voice here at the middle school, and I'm heard, and for the betterment of not only my child, but everybody's here at the school. And so there are opportunities like that. And I'm also the building volunteer coordinator. And if you've been involved at the elementary school, know that we want you here. Your volunteerism isn't over. We need you. You're appreciated. The staff appreciates you. And so it's a great place to be because of that involvement. And so we're glad to have you here. Thanks for coming.
First speaker tonight is Kyle Stack, who's our Dean of Students. He's a longtime educator, and we were lucky enough to steal him away from Polaris and have him join the Lincoln staff this year. And I want him to say a few words about the work that him and Michael Ruffner, our other dean, are leading in the area of climate and culture.
So first and foremost, I want to thank you all for being here this evening, and I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedules to join us. A little bit about me. I've been in the Poudre School District for about 12 years. Started out as a small alternative school called TLC, which morphed into Mountain View Middle School, or Mountain View Junior High at the time. I coached here at Lincoln years and years ago. I've always had my eyes on Lincoln as a place that I wanted to be a part of. It's funny, just thinking back to a conversation that I had with a gentleman who moved into town from Connecticut. He told me that he got a job at Lincoln. And I said, I'm really envious of you landing that position. This was 10 years ago, 8 years ago. And now here we are working together. So like Don said, the job that Michael Ruffner and I have taken on is to shine up the culture and climate here at Lincoln, work really hard at making it a safe place for all students. So we're trying some new things here at Lincoln this year. One of the first things that we're working on is the PBIS model, which is the Positive Behavior Intervention Support. We have a new motto here at Lincoln. It's called Unite Respect. We are Lincoln IB. We're really looking at how we can unite all of our different kiddos here at Lincoln. It's a school-wide culture that is founded on looking at the strengths of each of the students, the community within Lincoln, and the pride that is part of being a Lancer. We want to kind of shift the focus for our educators in the classroom to really focus on what kids are doing well. And we award them for that. Kids are able to take the awards that they get on a daily basis called Lancer Bucks and use those in our school store. Kids buy iPods, believe it or not. They can buy iTunes cards. They can get lunch for them and a classmate from a different eatery here in town. So it's a drive to be positive in class. Another one of the things that we're doing at Lincoln this year is we've started a program called Link Up, and it's a program that our 6th and 7th grade teams are working on. Teaching kids skills to be really successful in the academic settings, being prepared for class, being on time for class, having what they need to be successful within the classroom setting. These are just life skills that we think are really important for our kids to be successful, whether they're in 6th or 7th grade, 8th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, or off in college. Lastly, one of the things that we're really, really proud of here at Lincoln is we're moving towards designation of being a No Place for Hate school. No Place for Hate is a part of the Anti-Defamation League, and it is around the anti-bullying focus in the district, where students can come together with staff to create a systematic change in the awareness and reaction of students towards difference and diversity. Bullying is an issue from California to Connecticut. It's out there, it's in all schools, no matter if it's middle school, elementary school, or high school. So we're doing a good job in raising awareness with our students. We've created a coalition of 30 students who were trained by a couple of gentlemen from the ADL down in Denver. The ADL is the Anti-Defamation League. They came up and spent about 4.5 hours with 30 of our students last Wednesday, creating allies to stamp out bullying in our building. We think it's really important that the students in the building are the voices that are being heard with the students that are possibly making choices around bullying that aren't so positive. So we're moving towards this designation. By March, we'll have a big banner out front saying that we are a No Place for Hate building. So every person that comes into our building recognizes that you are safe in our building. You know, Lincoln's a great place. I love the diversity, I love the culture, and I love the climate. Like I said at the beginning, I wanted to be here. I chose to come here, and I'm really, really proud to be a Lancer. My oldest daughter is now a sophomore at Poudre High School in the IB department. She went here, and she's a highly successful student at Poudre. I'm also proud to be a Lancer, but I'm also proud to be a Lancer parent. I have a 6th grader here right now that I have the opportunity to walk the halls with every day, and it makes my day to see my daughter here at Lincoln. I'm really, really happy to be here, and it's a place I'm going to be for a long time. I know your students will enjoy being here at Lincoln, so I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much for that. Our next speaker is Amy Perry. One of the things about a great school, I think, is that we want to have a vigorous school day and an exciting school day, and we want to make sure that kids have co-curricular activities. And we also want to make sure that we have a strong after-school program. And Amy has been our coordinator for our after-school program, and we have just a top-notch experience going on for our kids after school, and Amy's going to share just a little bit of information about that.
We were recipients of a 21st Century grant a few years ago, which enables us to put on after-school programming for our whole school and summer school. And this is all for free. It's hard to believe in some ways that they get to have our teachers teach them after school in some enrichment class, and then they get a free bus ride home. And they get free snacks, so you really can't beat it. And we have 3 sessions, fall, winter, and spring. On that little white sheet, if you picked one up at the front door, it tells us you a little bit what our programs are this winter. There's probably 10 some classes, and they change depending on what our teachers want to teach. And sometimes I'll bring some other teachers from the community to teach something also. So now we have 3 weeks in the summer. This summer it'll be the first 3 weeks in June. Half days from 8:30 to 12:30, and again it's all free, and it's been awesome. Rich has been a teacher there, and we do some fun things. I think he's done wrestling, and we've done basketball, we do a lot of sports, a lot of art stuff. We've done martial art, we've done all kinds of stuff. Geocaching, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. So anyway, there's a lot of fun things going on after school and in the summer.
Our next speaker is Cheryl Hawes, who's a parent here, and she's going to talk about the ways parents can be involved but also influence what happens here at this school.
So, as you said, I'm a parent here. I have 2 students. My 8th grader's back there filming. You can ask me questions. And then I also have a 6th grader. And we choiced into Lincoln. And I drive past my boundary school every day. There's not a day that I've regretted that choice. I love it here. They're both different kids, and they've met both of their needs. But I'm here to talk to you about how you can stay involved and informed at Lincoln. Like Monica said, you can still volunteer. It's more big projects, and the teachers really appreciate your help. One of the things that I would really encourage some help with, it's kind of a heavy project, is the awards assembly. And there's a lot that goes into that with getting the prizes and certificates and things like that, and I helped. And I'd recommend that you come to that because it's really an exciting event where they honor the students' achievements. It's a pep rally, spirit week, teachers dress up, dances. But
I have no rhythm, but I do dance.
They honor the students who represent the school in sports. They honor the students who show the most improvement, for attendance, perfect and excellent attendance, and also for academic performance. So a lot of kids are getting awards out there. The other thing that a way to stay informed here is the principal coffees. Mr. Rangel once a month has a principal coffee where he'll give you some updates of what's happening, but mostly he's there to get feedback. He asks questions. He wants to know your likes, your dislikes, your concerns. From that, he goes back to his team, and he's made some pretty significant changes. The schedule here this year is new, so the students are with their core teachers every day, and that came from, I believe, the principal coffee. And so the communication is really open, and I encourage you to participate in that. There's also a newsletter that you can sign up for that just kind of weekly you get bullet points about what's going on at the school because your kids won't tell you. And then there's the PTO meetings, so those are once a month too, and they're pretty low-key, easy. There, Dawn and different staff members will come and tell you more about the programs. We heard more in depth about the PBIS and the No Place for Hate. That's where we first heard about the school schedule changes. And it's a great way to hear what's going on at school, in the district. And I'd really encourage you to come as a PTO. We're not out there asking you to have your kids sell merchandise, things like that. We've done some really community-involving kind of events. We've had the Viva Lincoln Carnival, which was on a Saturday, and had teams formed with students, parents, teachers. Their families are there. Everybody's out running the course, having fun, food, music. Our organizer just moved to Seattle, so that's a way to get involved next year. And then we also have the silent auction coming up in February 9th for the Love of Lincoln. And that's an adult-only function off-site. And I mention that because one of the things that is really heartwarming to me is the hottest table, the hottest ticket items, were the activities that the teachers offered to take a group of students to out for gelato, to offer dance lessons, go skating, go to sports activities. And the kids were excited about that. They're like, Mom, please bid on that. I want to go spend a Saturday afternoon with my teacher. That says a lot for the teachers here. So I had to get in that praise.
I was a little stunned. I was actually a little stunned last year that kids actually bid on being able to ride in a limousine hearse with me to go to Stuffed Burgers. Your voice is just too valuable, and it makes our school a better place to be. Leah Hager is also one of our parents, and I wanted her to give her perspective about why Lincoln's been the choice for her for two of her kids.
Hi, I'm Leah. I am a Lincoln parent, and I'm also an educator in PSD, so I'm kind of going to talk from both perspectives about why my family chose Lincoln. I'm a really enthusiastic parent. Both of my girls went to Dunn, and I remember what a huge decision it was, trying to, at the end of that elementary experience, figure out, okay, for this huge next step, where do I want my kids to go? It was a big decision for me as a parent. I'm also an educator in PSD. I'm a teacher too. And it was a big deal for the kids to decide, and this is our neighborhood school. This is where we live. And so we spent a lot of time making this decision, and I can see in your faces that it's a serious decision. I mean, I've been watching you all watch them, and it's, you know, furrowed brows and thoughtful expressions. And I mean, I take it to heart that this matters a ton. So I'm kind of looking at it from both perspectives of being a teacher and being a parent. And I know as an educator that this school is going to offer a great education. My older daughter is a sophomore, and she's in the IB program, and she's just kicking butt and taking names. And she left Lincoln confident and ready, because here the teachers knew what she needed. And they knew not just, I mean, they're wonderful on a broad scale. They use best practices and cutting edge technology, and they know the standards inside and out, and they deliver wonderful education, but they individualize because the school is small enough, the classes are small enough that they know every student inside and out. They know their strengths, they know their weaknesses, and they really care. So that the kids feel that they're learning in a trusting environment, because then they're going to learn more, they're going to learn deeper, it's going to stick with them, because it's not just getting into their brains, they're being taught by people who care so much that it gets into their hearts, and that's huge. So I know that educationally this is such a sound place, and I also know that because IB is at the heart of everything that the teachers do, that the kind of learning is driven by curiosity, and it is real, genuine learning. It's more than just teaching to a test. It's more than just saying, well, we have to meet these standards. It's getting our kids to be thinkers. It's getting our kids to be open-minded and courageous in their learning, and the teachers are great at that. But then as a parent, I also think that Lincoln was the best place for my kids, and is for my incoming 6th grader, because it's our neighborhood school, and I value community a lot. And I know that the same kids that my daughters attend school with are the kids that they see in the neighborhood, and that they see in the market, or that they see, you know, in the church down the street from our house. And I know that Lincoln is diverse, just like our neighborhood, just like our world. And I want my kids to be prepared for the world. And true diversity helps them remember, oh yeah, I'm a global citizen. And I think that's what IB is about too. And I think perhaps the last piece is that they are all different. Every kid comes with different needs. And if a school has awesome programs, but again, they don't recognize each individual student, then they're kind of missing the purpose. And for me, that's the thing I worried about most. Are they going to take care of my kid? Are they going to know who she is? Are they going to care? Are they going to be able to tell if she's having a bad day? Are they going to know how to challenge her? And they've done that for both of my daughters. So as an educator and as a mom and as a wife of the Dean of Students, I mean, I endorse this place and support it on every level. So when you make a serious decision, there are great schools in PSD, you know, it's true, they're great educators, but if I had to do it all over again, I would pick Lincoln again and again and again. So I would encourage you to spend time here, get a feel for it, talk to your kids, come see the teachers do their thing. Make yourself a part of this community and choose this community for your kids too. So thanks for your consideration.
And last but not least, our last speaker is Rich Wilson. I had the opportunity last year to sit with him at a banquet where a student that had gone here several years ago that had special needs had nominated Mr. Wilson for an award about somebody who had made a difference in his life, and this was several years ago. And this child was just getting out of high school. And I got to be able to sit next to him and watch him be honored for the very work I see him do every day with kids. And so with that, I'd like to have Mr. Wilson talk a little bit about why he's chosen to be a Lincoln Lancer as a teacher.
It is an honor for me to be a teacher here. I grew up in Connecticut and married a California girl, and we moved here 8 years ago. I was Kyle Stack's neighbor on the Port Avenue. And I remember him when I was pulling weeds one day telling me, man, I hope I get a chance to be at Lincoln. I've done some coaching there. And I mentioned that to Don when he was interviewing for his job last year. My wife is a dean at Poudre High School, and last night they had their admin meeting, and George Osborne is retiring as principal after 35 years. So I asked George, what's the key to your longevity in education? And he told me that every 5 years he kind of had opportunities to mix it up and try different things. And I know that's true, but it scared me a little bit because I feel like I have landed in the right place, and I've been happy here all along. I haven't run out of challenges. I have plenty of room to grow, and I just feel like this is a great place that I want to be. About Lincoln for your kids, we're small enough that we can give each kid really what they need, and I think we're getting better and better at that each day, as diverse as our student body is. This isn't the type of place where your kid's going to come in and compete with other students about who has the nicest iPhone or whose shoes are the most expensive. And to me, that's refreshing. If anything, I kind of feel like we have low self-esteem. We tend to have the highest minority population. We have the highest percentage of free and reduced lunch. And yeah, I think our kids sometimes have low self-esteem, but for me, it's an opportunity to kind of bring out their greatness, and hopefully, I feel like I matter to them. And just going back to like what it means to be IB, I think it's hard sometimes in Fort Collins to find true diversity. We really do celebrate diversity here. It really does mean something here. I picked, we just had a wrestling match tonight, and I had, I think, about 38 kids finishing the season, 1 girl and 37 boys. And I have my little boy Khaled wrestling from Yemen. I have a boy here from Uruguay. I have a boy here that just moved from Mexico 3 months ago. I have another from Libya. I have a boy from China. I have a boy, Yuri Damashenko, from Ukraine. Now the other day I sat down in practice and my 2 heavyweights were lying on the mat while we were demonstrating something, and shoulder to shoulder. And the little boy whose school of choice is here from the south end of town, his name is Ben. He weighs 64 pounds. And he nestled right on top of him, like on a log. And he just set his arms around, those guys. And so, I think we have a lot of opportunities in our diversity here. And I think there is a nice climate here. I think the kids are accepting and forgiving of each other and caring in general. And I think the staff exemplifies that. One thing that's been exciting the past couple of years is there has been an increase in parent involvement, and it's made a difference. Just some simple things that Cheryl does for me. We started a book club last year in 6th grade. We read 9 different novels. And I always need someone. Kristen Bolender did it for me last year, and she would purchase the books and set up snacks, and once a month we get together after we finished our book and we kind of have a conversation about it. And this year Cheryl's done it. We expanded it to 8th grade. But if you take 30 kids, from all different backgrounds, and they're in there, and we just read, we're reading The Color of Water right now for 8th grade. And the first book we read was Woods Runner, which is about a Civil War kid. And then in the 6th grade, A View from Saturday, which is a Newbery Award winner, and Westingame, which is a mystery. But you take these kids and you're throwing all this literature at them, really high kids and kids from different backgrounds, get them all in one place with some Izzy Pop and pizza, and man, it feels good. It feels really rich, and outside of kind of just sitting down and learning to conjugate sentences and learning, the 8 parts of speech. So we do a lot of really cool things. Another thing Cheryl does is each month we have an IB Learner of the Month for the 10 different IB trades. And the kids write the nominations. So it's our chance to practice our expository paragraph for the month. The kids nominate one of their peers, and we look at those nominations and we get to pick them. And we put all those nominations up on a board, which I wish I could do all these things myself, but I can't. Cheryl's the one that's there cutting them out and putting them on the board so that the kids can come and see that they've been nominated by their friends. And I mean, all those little things that you're going to have a chance to kind of be a part of, hopefully, to make us a tighter community. Just really feel good, and I think Lincoln's special that way. I think your kid, no matter who they are, is going to have an adult in this building that they can go to when they need to celebrate things, when they have concerns, whatever it may be. I think we do a good job with that, and you can feel confident that your kid's not going to get lost in the shuffle here. Having said that, I also think that the naysayers are the loudest in the community, and I'm glad you're here. Come walk our halls, come to my classroom anytime, see for yourself, talk to the kids who go here. I think it'll make a difference. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson.
This concludes the first special session.
That's Mrs. Florence.
You should now move forward to your next group.
It's too late. Action over. I like it. 5, 4,